everyone, I have a question for you. Are you guys into any sport in this world? If you are not, we are here to show and explain to you a perfect type of sport that you will love in an instant. Well, you might expect that I will say about chess, but no, it's not chess, it is Frisbee. Frisbee is a type of a team sport that is played using a flying disc. The game is played both indoors and outdoors. For your information, the game is played on a rectangular field with an end zone at each side of the field. There has 7 people for each team, and the objective of the game is to score a goal by having a player catching a pass in the end zone of each side they are attacking. So in this video, we are going to demonstrate and show to all of you while guiding you throughout all the things you need to know before you playing the Frisbee. Well, if you are keen to play it by yourself, you are on the right place. In this video, we are going to show it to you the beginning, but especially for you, the beginners of the game, on how to play Frisbee, especially the basic one. So let's not wait too much, let's go!
Alright, thank you Mark for your explanation just now. So let us move on to our very first part, which is throwing technique. But before that, do you guys know what is this? This is actually called a flying disc that was mentioned by Mark before. So let us move on to our part. There are some types of throwing technique, but for my part, I will just explain to you guys the two basic throwing, which is the backhand throw and also the forehand throw. With just some easy tipsy step, you can master it already. So let's go. So for our first technique, which is the backhand throw, first thing first, you need to make sure that your grip is correct. Make sure your thumb is on the top of the disc, while your index finger is at the edge, while the other remaining fingers is at the bottom of the disc. Next, for the stance, you need to make sure that your stance is 90 degrees to your target, and if you are left-handed like me, make sure that your left foot is at the front. Then, for the next step, grip your disc like was mentioned earlier, and then curl your wrist and move it towards your body, and then bring it forward to the front and release it with the appropriate power. So I will show you the technique later. Okay, let us move on to the next throwing technique, which is a forehand throw. So for this technique, first of all, you need to make sure you grip the disc correctly. First thing first, make sure your thumb is on the top of the disc and the other 2 fingers doing the peace sign. Yeah, don't believe me? It will be like this. Peace sign. Peace, no war. Okay, for the next step, step up a bit of your leg to your left if you are left-handed like me, and then make sure that your stance of your left foot is a little bit broader than your shoulder. Bend over a bit to make sure that you are more stable. Put your weight to your dominant leg to make sure that you are stable, and then hold your disc slightly downward angle, and then move it forward and then release it with appropriate power. So easy, right? Now that's all for my part for now. Let's move on to the next throwing technique.
Alright, let's move on to another technique, which is a hug, a hammer and a blade. Let's go! Alright, for the first technique is the hugging technique. This technique is similar to the backhand technique, but you need to put a little bit more strength to make it further. First of all, you need to hold your disc correctly, which is your thumb at the top, your point finger at the edge and another finger at the bottom. To throw it, curl your wrist and move the disc towards your body and move forward with full strength and release the disc. Okay, for the second technique, which is a hammer technique. Hold your disc with the thumb at the top, middle fingers and point finger at the bottom, And if you are a right-handed, bend a little bit to the left and make sure your disc is at a 45 degree and also upside down. So, and lastly, you will need to release it over your opponent head to make sure that your opponent are unable to get it. Okay, for the third technique, which is a blade technique. To hold the disc, it is quite similar with the hammer technique, which is your thumb needs to be at the top, your point finger and middle finger at the bottom. When you want to release it, make sure your disc is at a 90 degree perpendicular to the ground. And to release it, make sure you release it over your opponent head to make sure your opponent are unable to catch your disc. There are three types of position during the game, which is handler, cutter and a dipper. Handler is a primarily handle the disc, as they are typically the players who initiate the offensive play and are often responsible for the moving the disc up the field using throw and short pass and short pass. Handler need to have excellent throwing skills and should also be able to make a quick decision under a pressure, as they often face defensive pressure from the opposing players. And the second is a cutter, which is a primary receiver down the field. They make cuts to find an opening to receive pass from the handlers or other cutters. The cutters need to be agile and have a good sprinting speed and be able to change direction quickly to get open and evade defensive players. And the third one is a dipper, where the dippers need to be aware of where the opponent defender is at all the time. They will often work with the other wings to split the opponent defenders' attention to contribute to the team scoring by forcing the opponent to pay attention to them instead of others wing or player closer to the disc. That's all from the position. Let's proceed on how to catch the disc.
Okay, we move to the next part, which is catching the disc. From the previous, you guys already know how to throw the disc, right? So when you guys know how to throw, you also need to learn how to catch. There are two common types of catching technique, which are two-handed, or people call pancake. And the second one is one-handed. So let me show you guys how to catch the disc. Two-handed catching technique. For positioning, stand with feet shoulder width apart and slightly bend the knees to maintain balance. Do not stand up straight because your body will not stable while catching the disc. And the next, identify which our dominant hand. For example, my dominant hand is my right hand. Because we are going to hold the dominant hand under the disc and our non-dominant hand on top of this. Keep your eyes on the frisbee as it approach, and we need to extend our arm and bring our hand together to catch the disc. Okay. The next one is one-handed technique. Similar with the two-handed catches. Stand with your shoulder feet and width apart and knees slightly bend your knees. And choose whether to catch the disc with your dominant hand or your non-dominant hand. But I'm going to use my dominant hand, which is my right arm. Extend your chosen hand to the target frisbee, and all we are going to do is secure the disc when it hit our palm by forming a solid grip using our finger and thumbs like this.
Greeting Frisbee lover. Today we are delving deep into the defensive side of the game. The art of blocking. Whether you are a beginner or looking for refine your skill, there are 4 key elements for mastering the art of Frisbee blocking. The first key is foundation of blocking. Blocking in Frisbee is a multi-phase skill and the foundation is crucial. Keep your stance low, weight on the balls of your feet and be ready to react swiftly. Adding the stalling count factor means you have to be even more agile and decisive. Stalling 1, stalling 2, stalling 3 until stalling 10. Okay, next. There are 3 kinds of block. The left side block, the right side block and the jumping block. How and when to apply this kind of block? First step, watch carefully at the opponent's hands and the way she holds the disc. Okay, at that time, you will know to react at the moment to either to perform a left side block or the right side block. Okay, but remember, always add a stalling count to add more intense and disturb the focus of your opponent. Okay, one more tip, you can also use your leg for blocking, like this. You can use. Okay, the second one is right side block. Similar to the left side block, you can also use your leg for blocking. Okay, and the last one is jumping block. This kind of block a little bit tricky, especially for a short player like me. Remember how to overcome this situation. Remember, always lower your center gravity. It will help you to jump more higher compared when you stand straight like this. For example, if you lowering your center gravity, if the opponent go for the overhead throw, you can jump more higher. Practice drill for blocking and stalling count. Time to hit the field for practice drill integrating the stalling count. Work on footwork, positioning and timing your jumps with the added challenge of monitoring the stalling count. Repetition in this drill will enhance your defensive power. Stalling 1, stalling 2, stalling 3. Stalling 1, stalling 2, stalling 3, stalling 4. Stalling 1, stalling 2, stalling 3, stalling 4. There you have it, the art of Frisbee blocking with the stalling count. Remember, it's a blend of a technique, positioning, timing, and now strategic awareness of the stalling count. Incorporate this element into your training, stay agile, and enjoy the enhanced defensive play. Until next time, happy Frisbee playing.
Now, let's recap what we have been learning in this video. At first, we introduced briefly about Frisbee to all of you. We learned about the numbers of the players, the type of games, and also the disc. Then we move on to the type of techniques that exist in Frisbee. My friend showed to you about the backhand, forehand, hug, hammer, and blade throw. Enough with that, we move on to the positions that exist in Frisbee. If in football or soccer we have defender, goalkeeper, and so on, in Frisbee that such position also exists. Then we also show to all of you not only the throwing technique but also the blocking and the scoring technique. Now, that's all we can show and guide you throughout this demonstration video. That's all from us. See you when we see you. Assalamualaikum.